Walmart just came out with their new ONN tablets, and this one here is kind of interesting at only 8.1 inches. Probably one of the few companies coming out with a new small tablet so far in 2026. I also like the new color they've got called Mocha. Also comes in navy, pink, or silver. I paid $138 for mine. Kind of a weird number, but I'll leave a link down below with current pricing and more information. It's got 64 gigabytes of storage, also has 6 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of storage. It also takes a micro SD card to expand the storage. Kind of nice how they match the charging cable to the color of the tablet. As far as the screen, it's got an 8.1 inch IPS LCD display with 1000 by 1524 resolution at up to 90 Hz refresh rate with a screen brightness at 350 nits. Also kind of interesting is this is a 3:2 aspect ratio. Looks like they're claiming up to 15 hours of battery life, which we'll be testing here shortly. Okay, actually pretty nice design here. Feels like an aluminum material here on the back and the sides. Definitely a nicer build quality than you would expect considering the price. Kind of funny, but this actually feels more premium than the Galaxy Tab A9 or A11. If you're wondering, this was made in Vietnam. I think you can see where they took some inspiration from. You can see this just a little bit smaller than the iPad mini. Pretty much the same shape though. And surprisingly, it's only a hair thicker. Here's what the startup screen looks like. Pretty similar to how it was for the 2024 version. At first, I thought the bezels might be a little thick on this tablet. It's actually very similar to the iPad mini. Of course, this has gesture and 3-button navigation during setup, and it has Gemini as the assistant. As you can see, they match the wallpaper to the color on the back of the tablet, which I think is a nice touch. There's not really a lot of different options when it comes to the wallpaper, but I think the default one looks pretty good, so I'll probably just leave it. Now, this doesn't have a fingerprint scanner. As far as the software goes, definitely looks about as close to stock Android as you can get. Looks like there is a software update, so might as well go ahead and do that. There's not really a lot of gestures or anything like that. Just double tapping the power button to open the camera, and when you press and hold the power button, it brings up the assistant, but you can change that to the power menu as well. Looks like it's using about 17 gigabytes of the 64 gigabytes available. I really think 128 should be the minimum in 2026, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. Left of the home screen, you've got Google Discover Newsfeed. You have the taskbar down at the bottom, which makes it a little easier to switch back and forth between apps. You just swipe down to get to your shortcuts and notifications. Looks like you've got quite a few that you can add on there as well, like extra dim, calculator, TV remote, and so on. Looks like when you go to recent apps, you can swipe over all the way to the left to clear all. Pretty similar to what you see on Pixel devices. You can see the pre-installed apps are pretty much all the ones from Google. Of course, you have the Walmart app as well. When you tap and hold on the home screen, you can see you've got your wallpaper, widgets, apps list, and home settings as well. Not too many options on some of these though. You can also change the refresh rate from 90 Hz to 60 Hz if you want a little bit better battery life. Now it looks like this is Widevine L3, which is only SD playback for streaming apps like Netflix. I feel like the screen quality still looks pretty good though, considering the specs. You can go up to 1080p resolution for YouTube videos. Of course, it's got split screen on here if you want to run multiple apps at the same time. I could have swore you couldn't do split screen for Netflix, but now you can. Not sure if they updated that or not. I like that this one's pretty easy to hold with one hand. Probably a little easier than the iPad mini since this one's a little bit smaller. Kind of weird it doesn't actually say Snapdragon processor on here. According to their website, it's an SDM 685, which is a Snapdragon 685 processor. Now just keep in mind, this is pretty entry-level performance, as you can see by the benchmark results. So it's not quite as powerful as some of the other small tablets out there, like the Tab A11 from Samsung. The GPU performance is actually pretty low as well. Surprisingly, the software actually feels pretty fast on here. You'll be able able to do most basic things, some multitasking, and you can do some light gaming on here as well. Obviously, it'll be on lower graphics and frame rate settings, but overall, actually pretty decent considering the price. I noticed they don't say what size the battery is, but according to one app that I tried, it said 5,000 milliamp hours. Not really sure how accurate that is, but I did run my typical battery drain test, and it lasted about 7.5 hours, so pretty good, but actually less than the previous 8-inch ONN tablet from Walmart, the 2024 version. It should have plenty of power to last a couple days with normal use, and it does have better battery life than the more expensive iPad mini. Looks like you have one speaker on each side. Surprisingly, the speakers on here sound nice and loud in person, but I don't see a headphone jack on this tablet. But here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of what it sounds like. It's got a 5 megapixel camera on the back, 2 megapixel on the front. It's got a pretty simple camera app with video, HFR, which seems weird, photo, and pro mode as well. I can shoot up to 1080p resolution for video recording. Pretty slow shutter speed on here and low resolution for photos. I think it's sort of what you would expect for a budget tablet like this. But here's a few quick samples just to give you an idea of what to expect. Overall, not really that good when it comes to camera quality on here. But again, this is considered entry level, so not a huge surprise there. I think this has really nice build quality and the software feels faster than you would think considering the specs. Could be because it's basically stock Android, but I think if you want a cheaper tablet that has the same aspect ratio as the iPad mini, but it runs Android, I think this could be one of the few options out there. And my first impressions are, it actually feels like you're getting your money's worth with this smaller tablet. Well, except for the fact that we have no idea how long it'll have software support. So that's one thing to consider. I would imagine 1 or 2 years if I had to take a guess. I will be testing out the other sizes of the new ONN tablets that just came out for 2026 pretty soon here. So you'll want to keep an eye out for those upcoming videos. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.